Hello once again. It is time, Halloween time. But still, it's a paranoid day in the neighborhood. A spooky day. For debunking, would you be mine? Could you be mine? No masters, no gods in the neighborhood. A deadly day for resistance. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? My comrade. I have always wanted a neighbor just like you to do all the things revolutionaries do. So, preparing for truth and scares on this wonderful day. And since we're together, might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? My comrade. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? My comrade. And let's quickly get into it, folks. Don't want to take too much longer because we have, of course, the last half of our fond review of the show, in which we take a look back. Yes, we take a look back. Of course we do. But we're also doing promos here, folks. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky delinquents. We do that. So we get a little sneaky every now and again. And the sneaky that we're doing is, hey, man, we're going to be coming out with some more shows. Definitely a couple more as I'm being confirmed that, because hey man, teams, this is what we do, folks. This, I think a lot of NBA teams and NFL teams could learn from us. Sometimes you gotta understand, gotta communicate, and you work together. And our discussions, of course, have been there will be new shows, at least a couple more before the end of the year. Let's see. We were on Z. Z is for zine. It's a kind of mini magazine. Zines can be completely handmade or they can be photocopied. A zine might be a DIY manual, a collection of poetry or short stories, a personalized historical account, a collection of recipes, a boring political tract, or anything else you can think of. Which of the zines above would you like to read today? Well, definitely, I would say Anarchy Primer. Is that what I'm seeing there? Or Principles for Anarchist Organization? Or possibly Inverge? Okay, let me see here. The Nihilist? Okay. Yeah, Forming a Black Bloc. Of course, if you were going to make a zine, what would it be about? In fact, I had, in a way, I was a part of restructuring a smaller type of zine back before it was called Exclusive. I usually don't bring up. I don't like to give fame to things, but I was a part of that. I hope to bring it the small measure of fame that we enjoyed for a little while. So I don't mind every once in a while bringing that up. But yeah, I did work with um, a a local magazine around here called Exclusive. It was mainly hip hop, but it did also speak on a lot of the issues that will go on locally, as well as around the world as far as industry, sports, things like that. We even spoke about the local government, things of that nature, where we tried to organize something around here for, for the kids going back to school and things like that. Food drives. We were derailed at a couple of points by our local city council here. It was fucked up. It was things like that that we would write about. Mainly I would write about, when it came to those situations and put it into the magazine itself. Now I'm doing Mainframe magazine, and I'm basically putting out real truth, real information about a wide range of things that are about life. And it's no holds barred, it's no political affiliation, it's no connection or ties. Being an anarchist is not a political affiliation. I have no political aspirations at all. So it's not a political affiliation. I'm not being a part of it so that I can be propelled to be president one day or any bullshit like that. So it's not my thing. It's mainly about realizing that we can exist in this world without other people looking over our shoulders, ruling over us, telling us how to live our lives and how things should be, how we should organize ourselves, how we should invest our money, how we should pay our taxes, if we should pay taxes at all. There shouldn't be anyone, of course, that should be telling you to do that. If you have an agreement with the people that you live around, how you organize and how best to help people that are in need, if you come up with an agreement and you decide, hey, we can pool our money in a way and agree to do that willingly, you're doing a good thing there. Everybody is in voluntary agreement and voluntary participation of what's going to be happening or what's going to what's to be done to structure or to bring a little bit more of a, I guess for lack of a better word, normality to the situation. So let's see, while we're doing that, let's see. Why wait, folks? Why wait? Let's just get right into it, because there's still a lot more show to go. So let's just get right into that. And I'll be right back with you, and I'll be chiming in every once in a while as well. But mostly I'll be right there, and we will close out towards the end. And who knows, maybe we'll get a special little treat in the form of some musical stylings by 7 Day. I mean, wouldn't that be special? I mean, I think so. But let's see here. Let's get things all set up nice and pretty. Let's get things set up all nice and pretty there. And get to the full screen. There we go. Get closer. Get in a little closer if you can. There we go. And there we go. Get our timing right. And here we go.
Always been checking for the mic, and that's all thanks to another great duo, that was out there, Outkast. And I would definitely say Outkast for me. I would just start off by saying Outkast for me, along with T.I., and Goody Mob, they definitely made me have a healthy respect for, the Southern hip hop. Brown was having some issues before, with them. And another great duo, which I also want to discuss and put a pin in them as well, UGK.
R.I.P.
Balls and MJG. Another group that I want to also put out there, and possibly discuss. I mean, we can do this for as long as we want. So if we have the time, we have the energy to discuss them, I want to discuss them, because those are definitely groups. And also, with individuals, I want to make sure I acknowledge along with Pastor Troy and guys like that. They gave me a healthy respect for
7 Day Island Productions on YouTube, folks. He's got new content coming up all the time. He's getting back in that lab, getting back in there grinding, folks. So check out his new stuff that's going on, 7 Day Productions on YouTube and on Instagram if you're on Instagram.
I say, other people say rest in peace. I say peaceful journey, because we don't know, what fucking happens when it goes dark. With certain people, we don't know if it's reincarnation or some other shit. So that's why I say peaceful journey, because you don't know what path, going on the other side's going to take you. So
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I was same situation. I wasn't really into the southern rap. It was fucking stupid to me, man. It was just talking about nonsense shit that we don't do in New York, like drinking that lean and all that shit. Screw it up and chop. They slowed down all the beats. We definitely wasn't fucking with that in New York. But in the South, that shit went heavy. When I went down to Florida, they fucked with that shit. That's where I kind of, it's always around. You always hear it. You get familiar with it. Your your barriers go down a little bit more. You can hear it more openly. That's when I really started to realize some of these dudes can really spit out here, man. They really put thought and time into their music, and it's good quality fucking music.
It really is, and I think Outkast was definitely Outkast, and I would definitely say T.I., but of course in individual situations we'll talk about T.I., but of course we focus on duos today at the debut. So Outkast is definitely somebody, man, that as a group, I mean, these two guys were just, I mean, an elevated duo, what I'm saying, to be sure, man. I mean, album after album, just fucking women out, fucking Southern Flavor with the Cadillac funky music, sustained.
Classic.
You just cannot, those albums are just fucking like, they go so fucking hard, and I'm gonna step out and say, man, that fucking Andre 3000, man, is, in my opinion, in the top 20. He is in the top 20 of greatest MCs of all time.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Top 10 is going to be hard.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, that show, I mean, that episode, now I feel like we got an episode coming down the pike on that. Are we going to do a top 20? Are we going to do, because the top 10 is going to be fucking hard. I know.
I mean, we can run it down. It don't matter.
Now, I know you may have heard this from the previous episode. I just wanted to make sure that we were all good and that, hey, anything that might have been missed or might have been caught up in me kind of ending the show will still be covered. So
it's so much, man. It's going to be hard. Somebody has got to get fucking squeezed out. And I guess the best way to do it is to sort of maybe a scoring system. I mean, is that going to be the best way to figure that type of shit? A scoring system or category system? When it comes to lyrics or body of work, or should we eliminate album sales out of the picture completely?
Yeah, man, definitely album sales don't matter at all. I'd say there's just a few standards that we should definitely go by objectively, though, not personal opinions. Stage presence, mic presence. Can you cipher? Can you freestyle off the top of the head? Can you write a song that people can put their mind into and come back? Can you write hooks? Do you have, all these different things? Can you ride a beat? Can you flow? Do you have delivery? All these rules that people forgot still apply to being a dope MC. You know what I'm saying? So we can look at it like that. We can take points off, points on, whatever the fuck, going based on these merits. You know what I'm saying? Just who's really nice.
Okay, and I'm gonna take this moment, this moment where he ended to say to compliment my partner here, because I don't, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. When I speak a little bit on our private chats here, we have our virtual office and we have a little private chats, but he was a little concerned that he felt like the way he measures his words, as he put it very profoundly, that he might he might take away from the entertainment value of the actual show if we went live. But I gotta say, I don't know about anybody else, but I gotta fucking say that hearing him, I think live would have worked out completely well. Although, hey, like I said before, recording it is absolutely cool with me, but I'm just saying sort of complimentary tone that I think he would have absolutely did well live, and I don't think it would have been any fucking problem though. So
we can do him live from now on. This seems cool to me. So fucking back to this duo shit real quick though, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and say Bad Meets Evil. You know that's one of the top groups right there. They have one album out. That's it. And they just nice. Like, who's fucking with those two?
Say that again?
Bad Meets Evil. Who's lyrically coming off as hard as them, as a duo?
Oh, okay. See, let me do this, folks. Let me do this because I've heard that name. I've fucking heard that name. And I just gotta fucking make sure that my mind is working the right way, because sometimes, I may think, okay, I may think it's one thing and I may be wrong about this. So before
But while you're doing that, I'm gonna take another piss break. I'll be right back.
no problem. I'll keep it on. Oh, okay. Yeah, oh, of course. I do apologize, folks. Sometimes I was being kind of lame here. I was being lame, and I do apologize for that. Because I'm sitting here thinking that I didn't know and I didn't want to go. But it is. Bad Meets Evil is, of course, Eminem and Royce the 5'9". Yeah, he's right. You're not going to get a more vicious lyrical MC combination than Bad Meets Evil. Eminem and fucking Royce the 5'9". Yeah, you're going to be hard pressed to put together two MCs that are going to give you as much range and as much skill and as much, viciousness and thought and intelligence as Royce the 5'9" and Eminem. Detroit Rock City's finest, right there. You're gonna be hard pressed. So he's definitely right on that one. I definitely have to say that he's absolutely right. All the hype that he had with that one album, yeah, that's all you need, because the body of work that brings them together, their history that brings them together. That one album, anytime they want to come out with another album, it's going to be on some shit. You know that. So that is, yeah, we definitely have to they definitely go tops as far as greatest duo with a bullet, because of what they're bringing to the table right off, and their history, their collaborations together before now definitely shows that they have that chemistry to make that work. So, but let's see. I think we're having trouble here. I gotta get a female duo here right away if we can. But because again with Salt and Pepper, and then okay, what is the essential?
All right, we're back. What's going on? Did you go on about that? Or?
Oh yeah, I did, and I didn't want to jump out there and be wrong, but then I looked it up, and then of course I was right that it was, as I explained, Royce the 5'9" and Eminem, Bad Meets Evil, and yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, their body of work, their history, their collaborations together before, their chemistry, all of that. One album, what I'm saying?
I think we can assuredly slip by a little bit on this.
At some point, I guess we're going to have to give a little bit of acknowledgement to the ladies at some point, and at least give some individual love to some of these female, MCs that have been out here doing their thing. Shout out to my secret crush, not so secret if people start listening to this show, but special shout out to Jean Grey.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, she's a crush. She's a crush. I'm telling you, if I was a single man, I tell you, man, that would be I would fanboy for her. I truly would.
I mean, she's nice and she's kind of fly as shit too, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, she don't even use that at all. She don't use her sexuality whatsoever. So that's major respect to her for that. She just hold it down and get busy. Like you were saying.
So I feel like at some point we definitely got to give some individual love, since we're having such a hard time with this here. I mean, I can only go with Oaktown 357 and maybe, but see, yeah, that's not really BWA. I mean, you got to say something vicious with attitude, but I mean,
maybe we just come back to an all-female special episode on like fucking Mother's Day or Valentine's Day or some shit, something like that.
Okay, you know what? That sounds pretty good. That sounds like something, because at some point, we can definitely get back to. But let's see here, man. Now let's go ahead and do cover this, man. With Gangstar. Gangstar,
you know what?
Whenever we bring these up, last but not least,
I will give a current thought real quick. I will give a current thought about what just happened right there. Okay. That was a little remiss for me. Maybe I was, smoking at that point, and I really didn't give it enough of a proper, I hadn't listened to the show. I don't know if I really recovered back on that, but just in case I didn't recover, I at least want to give some current thoughts on that. There was a song on the Fugees album, The Score, called Cowboy, where Lauryn Hill and Rod Digger were both kind of pulled them in on the track. Now they kind of sort of pulled them in sort of like a duo in a weird way. Like I don't understand how people that they really didn't know, like, it's the Fugees, so Lauryn Hill, and if you know about Busta Rhymes, you know about the Flipmode Squad, then you know about Rod Digger. What you did not quite know about is the Outsiders, unless you were really like hardcore hip hop heads like that. You would know about the Outsiders. You know about Young Z from the Outsiders, and you would possibly know about John Forte. Maybe not. So to have them kind of coming in as sort of a duo, but they were still very effective because they both got fucking skills. They're dynamic. They're charismatic. So the way that they really were able to come in together and really neither one overshadows each other. You know what I'm saying? They were both able to really kill the track together on that, really combine like that. So it was beautiful in that way. Also, ladies first. There was no other two people rapping on that song besides Queen Latifah and Moni Love. And I think it would have been a hell of an album if they would have combined together, collaborated, and done an album together, based on this whole inspiration of ladies first, possibly. But it didn't quite happen. So on that, I will, now, if you want to say, okay, if you want to incorporate reggae and dancehall as sort of a thing that kind of merged into hip hop a little bit, you may, you may give, a look to Yo-Yo and, Patra, Queen Patra, the reggae, sexy, this woman was like, if you look into the 90s, folks, I think we ought to do a 90s show and really show people just how much the late 80s peeling into the 90s really kind of pioneered a lot of what you still see right now. Like, just think about Queen Patra for a second. Just go and YouTube Patra, and you will see. You see all that you need to see. But basically, I do apologize to the ladies because I did forget them, and I should have took way more time to think about and really scour over everything in my brain about that until I found some stuff. And I would have found that. And I should have took more time, and that's on me. So just in case I don't recover at any point on the rest of this show, I just want to let you know that I wanted to at least acknowledge those and even take a little bit more time now that I didn't take to consider, were there any more significant, collaborations even that I, that I would even want to, let's see, Finesse and Synquis, that is one that has to be acknowledged. One of those would be one of the members of that duo will be Dee Barnes, who would be assaulted by Dr. Dre of NWA fame at that time. Quick story about her, and she became more significant. That's why they would never go away. They also, if my memory serves me correctly, they were also part of the West Coast version, the West Coast answer to Self-Destruction. We're all in the same gang. They were also a part of that collaborative video that included NWA, that included, I believe, Tone Loc. I also, maybe MC8 was in that too, but it was definitely a few known West Coast guys that were all in the same gang. And so including that duo. But also the reason why she was assaulted by Dr. Dre, in case you didn't know, was because when she had a show, she had this hip hop show that I used to watch a lot. I forget what it was called, but she basically had both Ice Cube and Dr. Dre on. I mean, so Ice Cube and NWA on, the remaining members of NWA after Ice Cube had left. This is a show about hip hop. Ice Cube was coming out with his own solo shit. He wanted to be on the show. Are you gonna not have Ice Cube, who was part of NWA and is now making controversy because he's now doing his own shit? Why would you not have him on your show? She had both of them on the show, and I felt like, for real, that would have been fair to have Ice Cube on the show and not have NWA. You know what I'm saying? Would have been unfair. Still would have been no reason for him to assault this woman, by the way. Let me make clear on that. But it was fair. It was fair for her to have both of them on the show and give them their time to speak their piece, to have their music shown, to show that there was no favoritism, that there was no taking sides. So, you know, she was brave for that, especially at a time with these guys and what they were representing. But she was very brave, and, you know, she paid the price that she shouldn't have had to pay for that. She was a journalist. She was trying to be a journalist. She was doing a hip hop music show. She was doing what she was supposed to do. There was nothing wrong with what she was doing. She's not someone who needs to take sides. She's not a PR person. She's not anybody's, you know, she's not being paid by NWA. So it was wrong. But that made even more of a mark, along with, you know, we're all in the same gang, but that even made more of a mark for her as, you know, as a figure in hip hop. So, but just thinking any fucking more, can I think about anybody else? Because everything else has been more collaborations. And okay, I would say Missy and the Brat, their collaborations at times have been very, you know what I'm saying, have definitely been very creative, very dynamic. You know, you have very unique styles that are coming together and doing these collaborations. So again, I hope to certainly get, that's certainly another one that's in the pocket, you know, a dedication to females, and to really take more of a time to, you know, really acknowledge and speak more on these situations, these women, their contributions and things like that. I definitely want to do that. I definitely think it's something that can be done and will be done. So that's another show that's possibly in the pocket. You know, one that I feel like is definitely due is what I like to call, I think I've now come up with a final title, Media Circus. You know, just talking about the impact of the media, you know, on hip hop, good, bad, whatever, just talking about their impact. So there you go. While I'm still here, just want to take some more time. Let's just recount the things in my brain. Any more collaborations? Any more combinations here? Let's see. Nothing's coming up. Nothing else is coming up. Let's roll. It's all been individual girls and stuff like that. So it's really just not been any combinations that I could really. Let's see. Am I missing something? We'll just have to take more time. Or maybe, you know what? While we're doing it, I want current thoughts. So let's see. Current thoughts. Okay, let's see what we got here when we try to do this. Uh-oh. And then you start realizing see, they got groups and duos. See? Wow. See, this is why, folks, this is why it becomes necessary. This is why it becomes necessary for people like myself to, you know, keep this conversation going. Because I went on Google, by the way, and tried to put up, you know, and tried to look up, to try to say, you know what, look, I'll fold and I'll bow to somebody else's help female hip hop duos. I put that right in. And yeah, they're giving you other articles about how female shapes hip hop and things of this nature, but nothing in the way of female duos. So, wow. And I've given you some, and they couldn't even give you really that. So, I mean, wow. But anyway, current thoughts. There they are. Current thoughts, current shows, Media Circus. Maybe we'll do a dedication to women. I still love her. I think that's how we should do it. I still love her. That I'm gonna run that by my guy, but hopefully, if he listens to the show and wants to look back fondly on the review, that is, excuse me, the show, then possibly he'll give me an answer the next time he updates with me here. So we'll see. You know, we'll see and we'll hope for the best. But let's see here. Let's get you back going here because I do, and Timothy Gurney. If you're real, then you know how to email me and show me that you're real, and we'll confirm your secret's safe with me. No information will be divulged. I don't believe in doxing. I can't be doxed. I'm above doxing because I give my information freely. I'm a journalist. What the fuck am I gonna do? But anyway, so if you're real and you really want to be on the show, I have no reservations about that. Seriously. But I don't know if you've seen this twice already. I'm not sure how, unless you've been on to our actual, Delinquent Studio channel, which I thank you if you have. But otherwise, I think we're going to move on to new material, possibly. And there we go. But that was some current thoughts from me. So let's get back to the shoe.
Whatever you want to say, whatever you mention, Gangstar, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this disrespectfully because I just want to get the other people out of the way and get those mentions in. But Gangstar is definitely somebody that, when I was coming up as a young teen, Mass Appeal, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Manifest, I mean, come on, man. I mean, that was just, like Gangstar, man. I mean, they were just, I mean, that duo, that, you know what I'm saying, that skill, that smoothness of motherfucking Guru,
fit real well on them jazz samples too.
Yeah, man. I mean, he showed you that he could still be him and still and take it to a whole new level. That jazzmatazz shit, man. I mean, look, you got to be able to appreciate the art of hip hop and the art of what he was trying to do to really get that, man, and still be him and still come with the lyrics, man. And DJ Premier, I mean,
don't even need to say nothing about that.
What can you say about that?
That man is the ultimate legend right now. Motherfucking Guru, nice as fuck. Everybody know they set the precedent a little bit back in the day, man. They was really the group, you know what I'm saying? They took the game for a while.
I mean, take it personal, in my opinion, man. Take it personal was one of the more intelligent, but still hard as fuck joints that was out there, man. Take it personal with my shit.
Which one is the one with they in like a courtroom on the album cover? Which one is that?
Oh, the name of that album?
Yeah. I think it's orange too. The color of it is some shit. Or brown or some shit like that. I think it was.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? This is why I love doing this, man. And folks, I want you to understand who I am. I'm very much a person that is all about being transparent. I'm all about, look, if I don't know something or if I'm not sure about something, I have no problem with looking it up, because I'm not the all-knowing, all-seeing. There's certain things that escape my memory, that escape my purview. So, you just gotta.
I mean, that shit happens everywhere for everybody, man. I'm a fucking audio engineer, and I gotta Google shit constantly. Like I'm a professional sound problem fixer, and I'm constantly looking up solutions on Google. I'd say I'm like a professional Googler almost. You know what I'm saying?
So we are definitely going to get into the discography, and we're going to find that exact.
I think it's Moment of Truth, if I remember correctly. But I'm fucking terrible with names, though. I don't remember my favorite artist song names. You know what I mean? I just know if I hear the song.
But that, and I think you are. I think you are absolutely. Oh yeah, moment of truth. You are right, man. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
That was my shit.
You're fucking good, man. I mean, you're on point. I mean, look at this guy, Honey.
That was my shit.
I think mine. Let me take this track list down here because
I think Above the Clouds was on there.
So see this, and this is what I feel like what happens here when we start to have these talks, because now he feels like, okay, Moment of Truth, that's his album. Now I think my album, I think the album that I would especially, I think it's probably going to be the one. Let me see. I think it might have been Hard to Earn, or maybe Daily Operation, but I'm going to see it because it's got to be. It's going to be the one that's going to have Take It Personal, because that is definitely my shit. Oh, the wig is on. Hard to Earn. Yeah. Mass Appeal is up there too, so. Yeah, okay. So Hard to Earn is definitely a big one. Such Lead Bodyguard. Oh yeah, so yeah, this is okay, yeah. This is definitely, you know what I'm saying, one of my shits right here. But Take It Personal is definitely one of my all-time favorite songs from Gangstar, by the way.
Hell yeah. I think Above the Clouds is probably my favorite, yo. That's just some classic shit, you know, some New York shit.
That's what's up.
Even though Primo was from Texas.
It really is. It's okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So that was wild. Like, he got associated with that New York sound, but Premier's from Texas. You know what I mean? So it's like that's just weird, but it's dope. It's just a little fact, a little nugget. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes sometimes it happens like that, man. I was born in Riverside Hospital in Newport News, Virginia. But like coming up, man, I had like a lot of like New York influence, from down this way, man. It was like a couple of times I know personally, and you gonna, I don't know, man, you probably gonna fucking bug out when when you hear this fucking story. But the last time I can remember coming to New York when I was a kid, and I was like a little kid, visiting some friends, my mother and my sister's father, and what I thought was my dad at that point. But we'll just say, for the point of being a little kid, I thought that was my dad. So we all go to visit their friends. They got kids. We go outside to go and play and shit like that. So it's their neighborhood. So we playing like they play. So they went out to this like semi-abandoned car and shit like that. They, it's their neighborhood. So they sit in the front seat. They driving. We in the back seat. We all ride and drive in the car, right? Next thing you fucking know, after a while, I see this fucking like cut off glove hand with a damn spiked bracelet, white, white hand, reach to the window and pull my sister out of the car by her head.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. Apparently, some multiracial street gang was extremely pissed off that we were playing around in their fucking car. I had never been so. I was scared, but I was also kind of pissed off that this guy grabbed my sister by her fucking hair, man.
Yeah.
She couldn't have been no more than like fucking 3-4 years old at that point. And I was probably like fucking 7, and it was crazy. We ran in to go and tell them what had happened. My dad came outside to try to see if they were still out there, and they were gone and shit. But that was like the last fucking memory. That's like the only fucking memory that I have of visiting New York. Other times, my mother telling me, we went. She had a hospital. She had a hospital sheet from the New York hospital out there. Also, I had a fucking I Love New York teddy bear since I was a kid. But other than that, it was like the New York drug dealer craze coming down to Virginia. My mom was connected into that, which lets me know that she has a real fucking connection to New York. Way more than I know about.
Yeah.
Because when she had her drug issues, she was really connected with a lot of dudes that dual citizenship. That when things got too hot in Virginia, they head back to New York. When things got too hot in New York, they come running back down here to Virginia. Shit like that. So it was a lot of that going on and a lot of hanging out with them during my fucking formative years, even before I became a teenager. And then another dude that was from New York and whatnot that I was hanging out, real hard with, man. That was like my fucking big brother for a while. So it was like I had a lot of fucking New York influences down here, man. I fucking suffered a lot through middle school and high school for being a New York Knicks fan, a New York Giants fan in Virginia. Imagine being a New York Giants fan and you're in Virginia where like Dallas fans or fucking Washington fans around you and shit like that.
I mean, shit. Imagine being a Knicks fan at all. we don't even fuck with the Knicks.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to fucking say it, man.
Shit, it's like being a Mets fan. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, man.
No, but see, I know. Now, see, I learned the poetry as a kid, man. I learned the whole code as a kid about that, man. At least from the people that that I was looking up to. That it was always, it was always, the Knicks, the Knicks, not the Nets. The Giants, not the Jets, and the Yankees, not the Mets.
Yeah, man. But even then, people don't fuck with the Knicks.
Yeah, no, you can't fuck with, I mean, it's hard to fuck with them right now, man. When fucking, management ownership is so fucking stupid, man. It's fucking hard to fucking, deal with that shit. Year after fucking year, pick out the dumbass pick. I mean, you know what? Poor Zingas, man. I'm not gonna shit on poor Zingas because that motherfucker was trying. He's been trying. But they just don't, man, they just don't know what they're doing as far as that overall. They don't understand it's almost like they don't understand what got the New York Knicks to the finals. So, those couple of years and whatnot, we were really high. They don't understand what got them there, man.
Could be, man. Could be attributed to the different players, the different environments, the different momentum, all that shit. It all factors in, you know what I'm saying?
Without question. But you know what? What I want to do right now is while we have a moment here, I want to give a shout out to you as an engineer and producer and everything like that, and give a shout out to some combinations in the production range. I think we've been, a little remiss on that, and I want to, bring it up as a compliment. Let's talk about the Neptunes, man. I mean, they're definitely someone who's, close to me, being a different Virginia Beach and everything like that. People don't know that, like many urban areas, many urban cities and states and whatnot, Virginia has its own rivalries here and there. More fervently was the Newport News and Hampton, rivalry. I don't know if it's being so close. I don't know if it's just different cities being so close together, like that, different viewpoints of it. But that's like a main heated rivalry that's been like that for a long time. That's why a lot of dudes to this day, even though they acknowledge Allen Iverson, acknowledge what he's done, but there's some dudes from Newport News that still like Bubba Chuck. That was his nickname back in the day when he played for Bethel High School in Hampton. A lot of dudes still like fuck Bubba Chuck to this day because the rivalry's still strong with them. So, but in Virginia Beach, it's kind of like that. It's a different type of rivalry. It's more of a other side of the tracks situation when it comes to Virginia Beach. We over here in the peninsula, we sort of feel kind of let down, kind of neglected as far as, how things are. And then you got Virginia Beach, they're more of a touristy spot. They're more well taken care of. You just had something at the water festival that Pharrell organized, as a matter of fact. And it's just, a lot of that goes on. And, I don't know if they're saying it's something in the Virginia Beach water or if it's something in the water here in Virginia overall. I kind of reserve, for my research to that, but it's sort of like this thing that's sort of weird with that, but still have to acknowledge that Neptune did make their mark, did make an impact and did, really put me back on in a major way to Noriega, and it's sort of weird how this whole thing sort of works because we can put a pin in CNN at some point and talk about CNN's impact, what I'm saying, at one point in their heyday. But right now, we're talking about, of course, the Neptunes. What are your thoughts about the Neptunes? And more specifically, Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo.
I mean, there's another member. I thought that was the only two, bro. What you mean? I know they got
it's Chad.
Yeah.
It's Chad Hugo, the Neptunes, the production team there with the Neptunes, with Chad Hugo and Pharrell Williams. And then, of course, there's NERD that they had that third member, but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's what I was like, what? I mean, Pharrell, he's super fucking talented. He's a musical genius, I would say, just across genres. He just makes dope shit, and it doesn't really, he has his own sound, man. And I definitely dig Chad's shit. He came out with a sample pack that I just copped the other day. Has some dope sounds in it, good drums, it's fire. I don't really do the digital sound, so I might not use it, but I might, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate their whole style, everything that they did. They changed the whole game, too. They came in the game and just took the whole shit over. Everybody was trying to make Neptune beats. Everybody was rapping over their shit. Everybody was trying to make Neptune beats. Everybody wanted to be with them, but the Clips had that shit. You know what I'm saying? Your man Pusha T, Malice, came in with that grimy shit. Not that real pop shit that the Neptunes were used to. It showed me a different side of them that I could appreciate that they could do that too.
Definitely. And that's somebody that we can definitely discuss. So also, if we feel like the Clips and their possible impact, and also the fact that it's sort of like that hybrid, some type of duo that they have some ties and some links to New York, but so we're also came up, they came up a few years and then Virginia Beach before they took off.
Mm-hmm.
But as I'm sitting here looking at the track list for Hard to Earn from Gangstar, I wanted to see what your thoughts about when it comes to New York type stuff and maybe a certain unique lane that they were trying to go for. What do you think about Camp Lo?
Camp Lo is dope too, man. My brother put me onto them. He had I don't remember the name of the album, but on the cover it was like a cartoon. It was a party. Everybody was just getting down. I don't even think that album had a name.
Uptown Saturday Night, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, that shit was what put me onto them. That shit was funny, man. I'm kind of upset that I don't hear anything else.
Lucchini was definitely, I was like in love with that shit. I was like playing that shit all the fucking time.
That's back when you could play shit over and over. You could rewind tracks back in the day, They gave you a reason to listen to it again.
But, okay, look, here's the thing. Now, I know we said, and it's very much true, and I still agree with that. And I still agree that when you have a combination like Bad Meets Evil, you're very hard pressed to find, to put together a combination that could level up to where those guys are. But with that being said,
cool, and I get that.
How do you, how does Black Star measure up to Bad Meets Evil?
They kind of got their own lane, man. I don't even know if I could compare those two because, Bad Meets Evil is just straight bars. Black Thought is a lot more thought put into that shit, a lot more of a message in that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're speaking on some real shit. But they got bars too, so also, I mean, shit. I'd say if Bad Meets Evil is a 10, I'd say they're like a 8.5.
Also, I have an interview with Space Jones.
Okay, and for those folks, and again, folks, we forgive us sometimes because once we start locking in as hip hop heads, we can speak on certain things and say certain titles, and say certain albums, songs, and we'll automatically know exactly what the other one is talking about. But for those of you who may not understand who Black Star is, Black Star was like a major combination coming together of MCs Mos Def and Talib Kweli. So again, look those guys up, look at their body of work so you understand, what these guys are bringing to the table. when they came together as Black Star, it was just,
I'm definitely going
it was some tremendous. Yeah, you're right. They got their own thing. It's almost like what Bad Meets Evil does. A lot of people couldn't measure up to. I would say that what Black Star was doing, a lot of people couldn't measure up to.
Yeah, definitely.
And sadly, I have to say that as much as I would love to talk about Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, we have to eliminate him. Trios, not duos. We have to give credit to Shaheed Ali, who is a great producer, a great DJ. You know, a great member. Same thing with the same thing with. Excuse me.
No, but that's basically kind of getting into all of that stuff,
Mace. I mean, you gotta Maceo, so whatever you want to call him, is he's definitely essential to De La Soul and what they were doing. But never fear, because 6 Degrees of Separation has inspired me. Because now we can talk about possibly I don't know, man. I mean, these two guys are unique, I think you could say. I think they guys have a lot of aspects that just make them hard to gauge, man, but they're quite a combination.
Yeah, man.
And
I don't think anybody else.
Man and Method Man.
Oh, man, they got their own lane too, man. Shit. I was going to say, I don't really think anybody else to this day really came on the same level as the Black Star shit was, man. You know what I'm saying? That was some real monumental shit. I feel like that's like if Rakim cloned himself and then teamed up with himself, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's like some real super group shit. And it's only 2 of them, nigga. It's like, yo.
And that is crazy. Like I said, that is definitely, I do got to say, man, I mean, that's why I've always, I got both of these solo peppers, you know what I'm saying? By the way, I mean, so, and that's weird. Okay, 6 Degrees of Separation once again. I love how this plays in this show. So, because it wasn't really a solo album that Talib Kweli put out at that particular point, that the one that I have that I love, is the Train of Thought. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, why am I forgetting the damn name? Train of Thought, Eternal. Oh my God, why am I forgetting the damn? But it was, you know what I'm saying? Talib Kweli and DJ High Tech.
Damn, shout out to High Tech too, man. He even put it in too.
Yeah, that was a combination also. And yeah, in the blast, not only do you hear, High Tech bring a banging ass beat to that damn blast joint that, you know what I'm saying, that Kweli was killing, then you also get to hear him spit on.
Yeah, motherfuckers don't know High Tech raps, man. He got on a few Little Brother tracks too. Little Brother's another great. That's not really a duo either, though. They got Ninth Wonder in there, so I mean.
Yeah, see, it's hard because you want to talk about them, because the combination of the MCs are like, you want to be able to talk about them, man. But it's like I definitely get you on that, man. It's like you want to be able to talk about these other combinations, but it's like, damn, there's always that one essential part in there, man. It's like,
you see, they just got back together, right? They're about to do some more shit. Looking forward to that. Some new Little Brother after how long? Shit.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take a little bit of a sharp turn here, because I'm kind of going new style here a little bit. The Cool Kids, man. What you think about the Cool Kids?
I don't know, man. My brother listens to that shit. I can't say I've really heard too much though.
I do gotta say, man, that Bundle Up, I was feeling Bundle Up, you know what I'm saying, and Bubble, you know what I'm saying. Them tracks, I like the way them dudes go. There's another group that I was checking for, another dude I was checking for a minute, Kids in the Hall.
Yeah, I remember that. I forgot who the fuck was in that group though, man. Wasn't that Tyler the Creator shit? Nah, right? That was a show he had or some shit like that. He had some shit going on. What the fuck was his shit? Who was in that group?
He had the Loiter Squad. Going about all the shit though.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get some combinations out there. But look, man, I gotta say here, man. Redman and Method Man. What do we think about these two guys? You know what I'm saying? Their combination.
I mean, shit, these dudes is both monsters on their own, and Method Man still spitting to this day, consistently fighting. To this day, he never fell off. That's a very reliable, like Jadakiss. You can rely on him. Every single verse is gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? Redman, he still go off. Still, to this day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you put them together and they get the little like weed vibe going on and shit. It's a whole it's like them solo, but they got a little sauce or whatever the fuck going on there, and it kind of elevates them to another level that I think is higher than they can do on their solo. They kind of bring the best out of each other, and I appreciate what they've done for the culture too, man. Blackout is another classic. You know what I'm saying?
In their live show, folks, if you have never been to a live Redman and Method Man show, you have missed out. You have to truly be excited, to truly have dudes get involved, to give they, you know what I'm saying, to give they sweat, you know what I'm saying, to give they sweat, you know what I'm saying, equity out there, man, you know what I'm saying, to give you a fucking performance, man. That's what those guys are doing out there.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what guys are still doing out there when they were propping up a possible How High 2 featuring them. And then they got fucking bullshit.
Yeah, let's not even bring those guys up. Motherfucking.
We're definitely not gonna mention anything.
That's like a disgrace. I can't believe it. Man, that's like changing a Cheech and Chong movie to somebody else. Man, get the fuck out of here with that. You know what I mean? Shit.
Yeah, and you know the thing that really kills me about that situation, though, real quick, because I'm not gonna mention any names, but I mean, I just feel like this is I want to take a moment to take one little small shit on the producers in the studio. Like, how the fuck do you have a motherfucker be in a movie called How High 2? And it's well known that he don't smoke for real.
And Red and Meth wanted to do that movie for a long ass fucking time too, man. They were talking about it for a long time. I don't know what happened.
Performing live shows and having everybody shouting out How High 2. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody wanted it, man. Everybody wanted that shit. That's a certified hood classic. How High. That's one movie that I did see. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man, they do the performance though. You get what you paid for when you go to there. You actually get a show, and it's not like a lot of these rappers out here. They're not actually performing, man. Some of them they'll just stand in one spot, walk around, hold the mic up to the crowd for half the song, and then some of them even go so far as to play the song and then rap to it, not with the words, not even the instrumental. They'll just play the actual song and then just rap along to it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. Why can't you afford to have your instrumental? Why is your DJ playing your song? That shit sounds terrible, man. That's a super amateur shit. Hate that shit.
I think it's more about you know what I'm saying, kind of keeping themselves on track to make sure that they don't fucking forget lyrics, man, while they up there, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, look. I'm gonna drop this one line real quick, and then I'm gonna run and get my charges so that I don't fucking exit this show because it's too early right now. But I'm gonna drop this, man. When Arsenio Hall show came back on the air for a little bit, and Rick Ross was performing on it, doing a sort of Biggie. I think he was one of Biggie's songs. You know what I'm saying? There was a certain angle.
Interesting. I didn't know this ever happened.
Or Facebook or Twitter, you might find me on there, but I just push everything from Instagram. So holla at me, kid.
But new thought while this is happening, while we're going through that, their new thought, in case, because I'm not sure. Wow, I didn't realize that was not actually heard. But there was a time where the Arsenio Hall show had made a resurgence back on the air. There was a time that Rick Ross had performed on the Arsenio Hall show. He was doing, I believe, Biggie's song "What's Beef." I believe, and you could see from a certain angle that the lyrics were coming up from a teleprompter in front of him while he was on stage performing. I'm a firm believer in hip hop that as a performer, at whether performing, acting, plays, doing whatever, I believe in, that's important. Even that, you didn't even write that. When you're an actor, when you do skits for other people, when you do skits that other people wrote and things like that, it's still important for you to remember even that stuff, and you didn't even write it. So for you to, oh, excuse me, 1 second.
Man, Higgins back. Could have him shout out his shit.
Hey.
Okay, I am back. Wow, that worked perfectly. Glad it didn't take too long, and it seemed like I came in right at the right moment. So
yeah, tell everybody your Instagram, your Twitter, your website, everything, where to find you at, all that.
Awesome. Okay. Well, basically, let's just start from inside out. I guess we're gonna start from here, folks. Because shout out to Delinquent Studios. Again, the collaborative creative space of myself and H. Will, by the way, and 7th Day. We can be found on Facebook, and that'll be, of course, and our handle is at Delinquent Crew, and that's spelled CRU up there. And on Twitter, we're at Delinquent_Crew, spelled the regular way on Twitter. We can also be found on our YouTube channel, which, by the way, Mazel fucking Toph, my partner up here, he was the first one. He hit it first, folks. He got up there and got an upload first. I'm feeling the pressure now. I want to get a solo upload up there right now, so I don't feel like I'm leaning too much on my partner here, but
the next shit drops on Tuesday, man. You got until then.
So I'm gonna get on. I'm feeling so jazzed up today, man. Probably when we're done with this, I'm probably gonna get my ass up there and do a fucking solo one. But basically, check us out up there, man. He did a great video, man. He did a great video up there live on Instagram, like he just mentioned. They're showing you how he works that genius, man, on the damn beats, man. So please check it out. Please support. Please give us some subscriptions, man. We will keep trying to put out quality shit like we're trying to do right now. We're going to be constantly working. So I wanted to make sure that I granted that there. Now, for most people, they know me, Mainframe Magazine. And Mainframe Magazine can be found in those same places on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Mainframe Media is what I'm changing it over to now, because Mainframe Magazine was the brainchild. It was the baby. That's what I established my limited liability corporation under. Which, by the way, folks, which is smart moves, because now that we're doing the Delinquent Studios thing and the show and everything like that, now that everything's official and moving forward, it's housed under Mainframe Magazine LLC, protected under this limited liability corporation as intellectual property and shit like that, folks. We can play those corporate games too. So
you motherfuckers want to steal sound bites, we getting all those goddamn royalties, man.
Oh, hell yeah, we will be. And you think you can just come along and take our ideas and take our title in the hopes that you want to be the show, and all of a sudden now you want to be that? No. Limited liability corporation, folks. Don't play around. I will fucking sue your ass. You know what I'm saying? And we will get money. So don't play them games.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna win.
This is how.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh hell yeah!
And just while we're on this topic, man, like all those beats and shit that I make are available for purchase if anybody wants them, and they're available for credit if you're willing to give the credit to me on producing them. You want to use them for your video game videos, whatever the fuck, just get at me.
Absolutely, folks. I mean, because this is what you have to understand what we're doing here, folks, is that we're trying to, we're essentially trying to make sure that we're gaining shit for ourselves here. This is what all these endeavors are all about. All the mediums and the social media, we're using that as a way to route what we're really trying to do. We're trying to, gain some securities for ourselves here. So basically find Mainframe Media on YouTube and check out some of the videos, check out some of the history, check out some of the, new investment videos. They're rough stuff, man. I'm creative like that. So when you see me on live stream on YouTube, whether it's on Mainframe Media or on my personal YouTube channel, which is Herinatus Williams, basically, I'm just gonna be doing some creative, wild, rough stuff, man. Sometimes I like being able to just put a camera in front of me or take the camera along with me as I move to different places and do different shit. Sometimes I'm just gonna do just a really personal video about something, or just kind of basically what I'm trying to do here is trying to create different spaces where we can do different things. The Mainframe Media page is going to be more of the place where I wanted to do a lot of the features, a lot of the interviews and things like that, and just have fun with it, man. We can do whatever we want to do. Like, I want to feature my creative partner over here. He's not just my creative partner to a podcast. The guy's an MC. He's a producer. He does fucking beats. He sits here and creates beats and shows you how to do it. Gives you an 8, 9, 10-minute video. You know what I'm saying? Show you how to do that shit. That's kind of cheese that he's working. Why wouldn't somebody want to interview this guy? I want to interview. That's the kind of shit that I want to do on Mainframe Media and give people that spotlight that deserve, that rightfully deserve that spotlight. And and then Delinquent Studios will be the creative shared space where we can do a lot of ideas with a lot of different ideas, a lot of different ways to move forward. But I'm getting long-winded here. But please just check me out and check us out mainly, because I want you to be able to check us out as we move forward in this endeavor on a lot of your main media. I'm going to start getting into Instagram pretty soon. I got to stop being whack like that. Stop bullshitting. Let me figure this thing out and do it. I tried it once before and it just started to bore me, and maybe I wasn't doing it right. And I got a little in my feelings.
It's tedious.
Oh, I think I'm gonna take a mentorship with my partner over here and figure out Instagram. Maybe I might feel a little better about it after that.
And just to recap this, any like nerd out engineer audio shit, you definitely come to my solo shit. Any like other kind of nerd out journalistic shit, you go to his solo shit. And then we got the bridge right here in between. You already know the search links. And before we get the fuck up out of here, I wanted to go over one more duo. M1 and Stickman, Dead Prez.
Oh, man, thank you. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Because I almost fucked up. Because how could I not? Those guys are in my personal little CD case right now that when I'm driving and I like want to pop my little classics in, man, those are the guys. Let's Get Free.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's like, oh my God, I love that album.
Yeah. That's the one with Get Healthy on it, right? And Assassination.
Oh, yes. Hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm on a man. There's so many tracks that you can do that you can just pull off of that shit.
Just back to back. Production dope, lyrics dope, got a message. It's kind of like a more aggressive version of Black Star, you know what I'm saying? A little bit more gangster with it.
Yeah,
and,
revolutionary for gangsters, what they said. I think they even said themselves, and I'm an African, they put themselves as a combination of NWA and Public Enemy, and I think I can agree with that.
Yeah, definitely. That's the whole thing. They had that album RGB, Red, Green, and Blue. They're trying to unite the Crips and Bloods and say this whole gang shit is whack. And to this day, they still got the RGB. Shout out to RGB Fitness. They're doing a lot of that now. A lot of vegetarian things and shit going on. They got a whole brand going on with that. Check them out. Support that. I mean, maybe we get another Dead Prez album. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
I definitely wouldn't be mad at it. And for those of you who don't know him, like Dead Prez, okay, if you look at Far From Over from Drake, he took a line from Dead Prez, from the song Hip Hop. The opening line from Hip Hop, he took that and put it in the song Far From Over. So whenever you hear Far From Over and you hear Drake say, one thing about music, when you feel no pain, now most people might think it was about our line, and it was. But where he got that from was Dead Prez, and where that line goes, one thing about music, when it hits you, feel no pain. White folks say, control your brain. I know better than that. That's game.
And we ready for that? I'm saying, man, that's like one of those classic lines. Though I heard a few people use that line. I know.
And it's like, And that just shows you, but see, Drake right there is one of the more famous ones that didn't really say too much, and that's why Dead Prez came out with a song where they basically took his beat from Far From Over and did a, you know what I'm saying, and did a redo of that joint where they, you know what I'm saying, and they just killed it, man. I fucking love them doing that shit.
Hell yeah. And I mean, shout out to Drake for stealing flows all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Biting ass nigga. He's always stealing shit, always constantly getting caught for stealing flows from the new cats. That's nothing new. I kind of like lost a little bit of respect for him after that. I can't really fuck with him like that, man. He does it too fucking much. I'm not gonna say the guy ain't talented, skilled. He's an incredible songwriter. He cranks out hit after hit. He can spit, but he just be biting too much, bro. I can't fuck with it. That's one of the golden rules, and I still uphold that. Like Ghost and Ray said on the Purple Tape, I don't want nobody sounding like me on no fucking album. Come on your own shit. That's all, man.
And you gotta claim that, man. A lot of, and that was the thing. And it's not even something that you really had to, you know what I'm saying, you really had to claim back in the day. People wanted to come out and have their own style and have their own way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To deliver and put together a song, man. People,
yeah, that's what it was about. Yeah, man. And nowadays, it's like everybody's just copycat. They're all the same fucking song. They all have the same exact flow, the double time. They put the space at the end of the bars. These niggas is even stealing ad-libs. Fucking ad-libs. They all like, skirt, y'all. Like, why are you saying y'all like that? You ain't from the South? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is offensive to me, bro. Like, big fucking copycat-ass, culture vulture-ass niggas. The fuck out of here, man. They got no appreciation for the culture, no knowledge for the culture, no passion for the culture. They just making music because they making money and it's fucking fun. I don't respect that at all. Fuck these fuck niggas. Get them the fuck out of my culture. Straight up.
You know what, folks? Like I said, this is what this is. When we're talking about hip hop, we're going to go at it. And sometimes we're going to ruffle feathers out here because it's not about doing the popular thing. It's not about the flavor of the month. It's not about not upsetting, you know, anybody who's in the mainstream because then we might not get our shot or anything like that. It's just, you know, it's about what we grew up on, what our environment's like, and what we feel about certain things. And I mean, that's just, you know, it's going to be a lot of feeling into it because we have a lot invested. We have a lot, you know what I'm saying, watching, growing up, being a part of it, participating in different ways, shapes, and forms. You know, like doing a magazine back in the day, exclusive. You know, we're talking about like 16, 17, 18 years ago. I'm doing that magazine and did an interview with DJ Envy back in the day when he came from New York down in Virginia trying to make his name down here. Long before the Breakfast Club, long before everything really got popping bubbling for him, you know, that's how much we were into hip hop and really getting out, you know, really getting out there. You know, even at one point going down to to South Carolina, meeting up with this rapper that was up and coming by the name of Camouflage out of Atlanta.
Okay.
And we were one of the only. So you heard of him, by the way?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we were one of the only, because Double XL was like known to more mainstream, was the only one who got an interview with him. But we were the like sort of unknown small ass magazine that also got an interview with him before he was, of course, you know, gunned down. You know what I'm saying? Right out, you know what I'm saying? Right out there on the street, you know what I'm saying, with his daughter, you know what I'm saying, in hand. You know, real sad situation and shit like that, man. But that's, you know, that's how much invested, man, and how much I've gone out there and tried, you know, to make it how we both done, man. So I just really, you know, feel the passion. And like, you know, most people, they'd be like, you know, they think it's a cringe-worthy moment, but sorry, man, it's just the way it is. Hip hop is like,
straight up.
It's about rivalry. It's about Ratchet.
Okay, what the hell?
There you go.
Okay, still here.
Here you now. We're back.
All right.
Do you remember what you were saying?
Yeah, pretty much what I was starting to what I was starting to get to at this point was that I just think that with hip hop, man, it's really complicated and a lot of there's a lot of different aspects, arts to it, man. Like I mean, I just think that like for example, people don't talk much about the like it's sort of weird how things sort of change, like but it's like at one point people just didn't realize that you don't really fuck with Common. Like other people try to act like Common is what I'm saying? But at one point in time, Common ate up all of the West Side Connection. You know what I'm saying? Especially Ice Cube, though. But
Bitch and You, I remember that, man. That shit was crazy. I didn't think he could come like that. He really came off hard on that shit, man. Like, yo.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying about hip hop sometimes, man. Sometimes you think a certain dude really can't get out like that, and you piss him off, and then he show you I can get out like that. And then he did. And then Drake make that mistake, and then he gets it too.
I mean,
you know
he
what
kind
I'm
of
saying?
roasted Meek Mill, though. I'll give him that. That back to back was a little bit too fire. I mean, shit.
Oh yeah, Drake is doing Meek Mill for sure, but Drake going against Common, you know what I'm saying? He got beat up on that one.
This is like
he got straight beat up on that. He didn't think that Common was really going to, eat his ass up like that.
That was kind of crazy. The conscious dude versus the gangster dude, and the conscious dude came out on top. Like, that was funny, man.
Yeah, and the thing that was crazy to me, like it was like that motherfucker went to the damn House of Blues in LA and performed that song. That was crazy to me. I'm like, that motherfucker is like
Hell
no fear though.
Carry yourself divine, you know what I'm saying? That divine confidence is in you when you know you walk in truth. I'm gonna go back to what you were saying earlier, man. This about this culture and people going down to states and all this, and it's like people gotta understand, man. This culture is life, and I don't mean like we listen to the music and we love it every day. I mean I wake up and I'm in this culture. The culture is this neighborhood. This culture is our life. We don't imitate the celebrities; they imitate us. You understand? That's the difference. We don't have to go to special places to get the hip hop. It's just all around us. It just exists here. This is just what it is. These streets breathe and bleed hip hop to the core. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the Bronx, so if anybody knows anything, they know that's a little bit of history right there with hip hop. But these other dudes, man, we don't need to go to shows. We don't need to be put on to hip hop at like 15 with a CD. That shit was just there, nigga. It's just our lifestyle. That's just how it is. And that's why sometimes I can get so offended and passionate about defending that shit, because it's kind of like you're a culture vulture to my life. Like you're eating off of my struggle. So where the fuck is my share? Because that's not you, homie. You feel me?
I do. I definitely do, and I think that's where I've often wrote articles, man, and just letting people know, man, that all these great groups, the great duos that we're speaking about, man, it just seems like even the ones that we wish were duos that we thought may have been like duos, but not. It's like a few of them that tried to take control, man. Like, it's kind of hard to figure out, what to do and how to really take control, of your culture and of the situation and everything like that. I mean, when the one thing that we definitely have, coming up, out of this struggle is that we've always been able to survive. We've always been able to the transition and sort of invent things. So that was always the thing. Like your identity stolen. You're in a place, so we're being completely controlled, but somehow you break from that and still able to invent things and contribute, in a profound way. But the one thing that we've hardly been able to do is like maintain control of the stuff that we would do. You could have a Black Wall Street, and they'll figure some way to fuck that up, so it's like, is it always going to be that way? Or, you try, you try with, I think they tried with Raucous Records, to try to have something that was sort of like, that was really about that, that pure stuff that housed the guys like Quali and, and Mos Def and Common and things like that. But it's like, when there's no other support, when there's no other groups that are selling, so they're selling pretty well and doing pretty well and go on these tours, and they're not really trying to set up things that do more. I mean, like, I'm sorry, man. I don't think don't think it would have been hard for anybody to do what Kanye West did. You know, immediately, okay, I get. You know, he comes right out. He finally breaks in with the rock, and then pretty soon after he's trying to basically sign other people, and now J. Cole's doing the same thing. I think if a lot more, you know, artists and whatnot back then would have done that, I think we would have had more control. I think there would have been more control.
Definitely, that's what it is now, man. Ownership is the name of the game now, and I appreciate Russ for really putting that message out there too. He self-produces, masters, mixes, writes all of his shit all himself, and he promotes that self-sufficiency that you can make that happen for yourself. And a lot of people give him hate for that. They think he's being egotistical, and I'm like, bruh, you might not like his music, but I think when every fucking song you put out back to back goes platinum and gold, and nobody else did it but you. You own all that shit. You mixed it, wrote it. I think you got a little bit of a reason to be a little cocky with that, man. You know what I'm saying?
I do. And I think even more, man, I think even more than that, man, you know, in a way, I will say that, because some people will admit and they'll complain and they'll say, fuck the industry for what they did, and not giving hip hop a chance, and like it was a fad and all that type of shit. But a great combination. You know what? Wow, man, it's so weird how this shit really works. But a great duo, a great combination, and Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin came together and said, you know what? When they couldn't work, Run DMC and other art and other, you know, labels see the potential that they had in this group, they decided to start their own shit. If that hadn't happened, Def Jam would have never happened, and it never would have gave the kind of substantial rise to hip hop that it did. So while you can't complain and say they shouldn't have acted like that, but maybe if they had, we wouldn't have had Def Jam and had the game.
Exactly. This wouldn't exist. Slick Rick, all of these people, man, all these people that came out under this banner. We got LL Cool J, man. He's in Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? I think he's still with Def Jam to this day, bro. But yeah, man, that's.
I think he definitely, if he's not, it definitely was within the last couple of years, I'm sure. But he was definitely a career guy when it came to Def Jam, for sure.
Why not? It worked for him, man. Shit. And I mean, like, that's a real positive note to leave this on. That's a good little question.
And current thought, real quick. Current thought I wanted to put out there is that for those people, it kind of brings, I want to put a positive note on something that's been a polarizing issue for the last little while now. Lord Jamar has come out and kind of made this sort of official statement as someone who, as a kid, as a young teenage kid coming up in the 90s, I had a lot of respect for Brand Nubian. You know, so and Lord Jamar being part of Brand Nubian, I had a lot of respect for where he was coming from, his lyrics, and how he was approaching things. But recently, over the last couple of years, he's made statements that effectively state that hip hop is an institution of, you know, of blackness, and it's the house that African Americans built, black people built, or whatever, and that white people are merely guests in that house. Now, with us closing on the great combination of Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin that came along to build the institution that was Def Jam, I need you to understand about that dynamic combination. That Rick Rubin is a white guy, a rock type white guy, a guy you see Rick Rubin right now with his big beard, his hair. He's, you know what I'm saying, one of his greater achievements is working with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I believe the album, you know, Blood, Sex, Sugar, Magic, I believe. But he also did you know what I'm saying, injected some rock type stuff when he worked with Rick Rubin, when Rick Rubin worked with Jay-Z and 99 Problems. That was a big hit for Jay-Z. You know, he just shows you that, look, at a time that he was more of a rock guy at that point, definitely. And that's why the Beastie Boys came in there. See, it just, again, folks, it all shows you this whole situation that you can say How can you say that hip hop? Because okay, there were mostly African American kids, but also Latino kids, not just black people. Keep the current thoughts coming. It's much better when it's just you talking. Who's the other guy? Your old broadcast partner? No, not old, by the way. That is my current partner, creative collaborative partner, and sponsor, 7 Day. You've heard a lot of his music over my shows, and he's also a part of Delinquent Studios, our YouTube channel. It's our YouTube channel also. So basically check that out, but also check him out on 7 Day Productions on YouTube. So he's not former or old, but he's just somebody that, hey, like I've explained before, he's someone that's been a long time, friend, confidant, colleague. He's someone that had my back, completely and consistently when I was doing Mainframe Magazine consistently. He's somebody who's all on board to do Mainframe Magazine again, and is doing his own thing. He's got his music coming out, man. But we're dealing with big boy stuff, life, dealing with, having to, handle those things. That's why these things need to work. We're trying to monetize these things. That's why I'm making big deals to, hey, I'm always making sure that I'm plugging, hey, get over to that guy's site, get in contact with him 7 Day, at 7dayisland.com. Get in contact if you really want to buy some, incredible beats, at affordable prices, deals, credit, deals, percentages, discounts, just get in contact with them, let them know what you're looking for, a production, just already done beats that you like, that you want to get. We want to get something done, personally, tailored to what you're looking for. You're looking for an engineer, you're looking for somebody to work with you to do a whole album. Get this guy. Do it. But anyway, I just want to say that I find it very hard, by the way, to say that the house of hip hop, that a white person is a guest in the house when a white person helped build that house. When no one was given a chance to one of the pioneering great, great acts of all time, Run DMC. No one would give him a chance. Curtis Blow, no one would give him a chance. And these guys started Def Jam. It was Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons together deciding that they were going to go ahead and do this thing. Best friends, college roommates, man, and things like that, man. They bonded together and was going to make this shit happen. And they did, big time. People sometimes forget that Rick Rubin was, was the guy at the beginning of all of this. And then he brings you the Beastie Boys. Through the Beastie Boys, was able to branch out. Now, some people may say the Beastie Boys got more exposure because they were white than Run DMC, but Run DMC, as a response, you could say that it was even highlighted on an episode of Adam Ruins Everything when it came to music. But the thing that isn't discussed is that Run DMC said, you know what, we can go out here and we can get up with Aerosmith and do Walk This Way. We can start branching ourselves out to, the people who may not have listened to hip hop. We can do a record where there's electric guitar playing, and people can see, we can sit here, that we can make music, we can rap, we can do this, and we can make a hip hop beat over even a hard rock, riff. So they did what they had to do to expand themselves and make themselves the legends that they were. So yeah, the Beastie Boys may have gotten a little bit more exposure because they were also musicians that were also doing their thing on the punk rock scene before they jumped into hip hop. That's the Rick Rubin connection. He's about that scene. He's about that rock scene. He saw the Beastie Boys. He saw what they were trying to do, and he felt like they would be somebody that could really offer something to the Def Jam sound, and they did. And they created themselves in the legends. They eventually, where maybe I as a kid immediately spoke on them as not so much guests, but I was like, they're making a mockery of hip hop. That's what I thought when I saw fight for your right to party and stuff like that. But when I seen No Sleep Till Brooklyn, shouts out to Brooklyn, shouts out to Buckshot Shorty, who let you know, who you also see in a clip, they let you know on YouTube that exactly what I'm telling you right now, because that's respecting. Because when you're an MC and you respect hip hop, you got to respect the facts, all of hip hop that's there. You have to respect all the facts. You have to respect all the facts that are there, that Rick Rubin was right there with Russell Simmons when Def Jam was created. The Beastie Boys came in and gave that foundation of artists along with the, along with Run DMC, along with Curtis Blow, I believe, coming back. And then also with LL Cool J, which, by the way, MCA, Peaceful Journey to MCA, but MCA introduced LL Cool J to Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons, got him signed. There would be no LL Cool J got signed because of the Beastie Boys and their contributions. I mean, they built the foundation. They helped to build the foundation that was hip hop. These white guys, these Jewish guys, they helped to build the foundation that was hip hop. And like it or not, that has to be respected. And so, just in time to bring this whole thing to an end, and we're going to be bringing it to an end here because we just got right at the right time. All right, so, okay, I'm sorry. We're going to make sure that we're not going to film people. It's just me. No filming. But it's about time for me to sing you guys out of here, because it's been a great hour and a half that we've been spending here. And it's a great feeling that everything worked out the way it was supposed to, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, see. Absolutely. Ow. That is classic. That is what I used to say. That was my line. That's what I used to say. But let's get on out of here. And it's a great feeling to know you're alive. It's a great feeling, a fire growing inside. When the truth wakes you up, you will say, I will fight against the tyranny today. It's a great feeling, a great feeling, that I'll be back when the day is new. I'll have more info to share with you. You'll have conspiracies you'll want to figure out. And I will too. So, folks, I want to thank you very much for your time. Have a great evening. Well, great afternoon. I mean, just starting, folks, so enjoy. Oh, by the way, folks, stay woke and stay wary and enjoy. Be just who you are, because no one can tell you how to be you better than you.